Hello everybody, my name is Farmer Phil and today we are going to be doing the diet feeding. But when I say today, so I decided to change my mind for this video after I had it filmed, so there'll be no diet feeding in this video. It's just chopping beet, and at the end of the video we're going to take a look back at our history with growing beet in the past and whatnot. So that's at the end after we've chopped the beet. But we're chopping beet now, so we're probably chopping enough beet to do 2 days. I just wanted to video that. So everyone, just inserted this into the video. This happened after I made the video, but we're working with FarmFlix at the minute on promoting what they do on their website on FarmFlix TV, which I highly recommend you check out. There's a link in the description down below. It'll bring you to a page that they've set up of mine where you can watch, I think it's a minute long, of what I think of the videos they have, and honest to God, they are very good. The best way to describe it is it's like Netflix, but for farmers. Instead of spending hours trying to trawl through Netflix trying to find something to watch, you go on FarmFlix, you're going to find something that you're going to like straight away. It's definitely worth the money. It works out if you get the annual subscription. It's like £1 a week. It's not a lot. And in doing so, subscribing to them, you're also helping me out as well. Head down there, check it out. You have until Sunday the 26th of January to get subscribed, because after that the doors close and you'll have to wait till next year before you'll be able to get into it again. So head down into the description down below and head over to them on that link and you can subscribe that way. I've subscribed to them. I think it's a great, what they're doing there is great. It's very, very interesting. Couldn't recommend it enough. So we'll get back into the rest of the video. So my father, as you can see, he's picking up the beet, and as you've seen before, the beet chopper, washer chopper in the background. So we bought a load of washed beet, and that's what we're working out of. We used to grow lots of beet. There's at one stage, it was at 13 or 14, we had 900 ton of beet in the yard, and sometimes you sold it not washed, and sometimes it was washed and not chopped. And to get it washed and not chopped, you had to lift off that 2 pins, lift that up, pull out the rebar, that chopping plate fell down. And if you had to go back from not chopping to chopping and you had to do it by yourself, such a job to get that plate in. That is a heavy, heavy plate. It's a heavy plate. What other things? It's a high spec washer chopper that we have. And what other things that we did with it, we had to cut this out here. We had to cut that panel out there. Now there is a bit of beet there I'll have to shove back in, but we had awful trouble. This chain that brings the beet falls in from there, and it brings it up. You can see it there. It brings it up the chain to the chopping box, and we used to have awful trouble with this coming off because this would fill up with shit. So we took that off, and then we had this pipe here was for like a little sprinkler just on top to give it an extra wash. But it's not for us at the minute. It's no biggie at all. So we have the 6270 is permanently sitting on it at the minute. So my father's ready. He might throw in another bucket and then we'll go wash a bit. That's the system. It's all oiled and greased. They got it going. We haven't grew beet. The last beet we grew was in 15, as I said before, and this has been used since then. It's been lying out the back. You can see the top of the beet washer chopper, or the beet cleaner loader out there. And yeah, so anyways, he's ready now to fill, so we'll pop this on. So anyways, that's one bucket chopped, so my father will go and bring it over. Don't mind the dirtiness of the cab over there where we're chopping it. Some of you may say, why don't we have it on the tractor, just drive over and let it out? We've never pulled this round on the hitch. we always use it like a stationary piece of equipment. So anyways, this isn't the start of the video, this is at the end of the video.
You sure?
So we're sitting down with Father Phil, or someone actually said to call you the boss man. I kind of call you the boss man anyways, but which do you prefer, the boss man or Father Phil?
That's grown on me, Father Phil.
Father Phil. So we're sitting here with Father Phil, and we're going to take a look back at our history with beet. So when do we start growing beet?
We grew beet the first time in 1990. About 3 acres. 3 or 4 acres of beet in 1990. So it was a 2-row.
Is that the one that's in the shed?
Yeah. 2-row machine on drills.
Oh, so it was in the rows.
We actually made little 22-inch drills, and the machine sewed it on top of the drill. Oh, took a whole day nearly to sew it. It was awful. So God bless us, it was tedious. Good crop, decent crop. We're very happy with it. With the result that we probably stay growing beet for the next 25 years.
Yeah. It was 15 was the last year we grew beet.
Yeah, we quit growing beet in 15. Didn't suit our operation.
And we lost.
At that time,
we lost 5.
Loss.
We lost 5 acres, and insert the video there of cutting
5
it.
acres was a lot more.
Well, whatever. Insert a video there of cutting the bolters with the maize head to follow in summer when we couldn't get it pulled because it was a wet back end to the year. We could not get it pulled with the machine. We were going out the teleporter and machetes and chopping up, chop into the bucket and doing that, and we did get some of it cut.
Remember when you went back to the hole where the beet was growing, it was full of water when you went back to it.
Yeah, it was diabolical, but we didn't get some of it pulled, and it went woody then. Well, it went woody, it wasn't of any feeding value.
We pulled and used up till about the middle of May.
Yeah.
And then there was about, there was 5 acres never was touched at all, but you could say most of the field was a write-off because we're only feeding it to use it up. We made no use of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because we couldn't get enough of it pulled to sell it like what we had done the previous year.
Yeah, no, it was good the couple of years before that, but it's just the clay, we're very heavy clay land around here, and if you get rain every day, it just...
Yeah, wet weather, just prolonged wet spells aren't suitable around here.
We have free drain and sandy land. Sandy land is brilliant for it, it's just super.
But then on bee harvesters, so the first year we got a contractor in to pull it.
A contractor in, Harry Murray from Knockcroffery, came over and pulled it. The next year he wasn't pulling beet, so of course, like every other thing, we said, "Gosh, we'll have a look at an old harvester somewhere." Out the journal, and we bought a harvester in Borrisacane. It was an ex-UCD beet harvester.
Ex-UCD?
Yeah, worked in UCD, the UCD farm.
Yeah.
In Lyons Estate.
Right.
And it was a very basic old yellow harvester.
I remember. I can remember in the back of the head.
Or not, and it was very, very basic, but running quite well.
There's a video of it there on the 850.
That's the modified one.
8550.
That's the modified yellow harvester.
Oh, you modified it?
Modified it, yeah.
Right.
The first one was just a basic sideboard job.
Yeah.
I pulled whatever we had that year, 5 acres, and a couple of neighbours round about had beet. I started pulling beet for hire. Pulled all that. The next year then we bought another scrap one, and we modified it into a high tip.
So they went up and over.
Yeah, it went up a straight vertical section, went up, and then tip with 2 sets of arms. And it worked quite well. We used it for a few years. And then I bought an old carrot harvester. Well, it was a beet harvester that was converted to NIF carrots in the UK, bought back by a machinery dealer in County Offaly. We went up, looked at it, become a pile of spares with it, bought it for handy enough money, brought it home, put it back at growing beet, grew beet, pulled beet for several years with it.
That's the one, the video, the 3690, it's that harvester.
Yeah,
is it? Yeah.
I think it's that harvester now. Went to convert it into carousels. There wasn't carousels on it. Carousels were superior for cleaning.
Yeah.
Rang up the Armour Salmon in Carlow, and they were shutting down their machinery division, and he says, "Come down quick, I have a harvester here." He says, "Small money out the gate."
Yeah.
We went down that evening, looked at the harvester. It was for small money. They probably were looking for 7,000 or 8,000 for it the year before. He says, €1,000 out the gate. I went down the next morning with a 3690, drove it to Carlow.
Drove the 3690 to Carlow?
3690 to Carlow. Went into Monkmanic, I pulled the fellow out of a ditch. He was after crashing. It was kind of a frosty sort of a morning, and he took a skid of ice and he went into a ditch, and there was a fella trying to pull him out with a jeep, and he wasn't able to pull him, so he gave him a pull with the tractor.
Yeah.
I was in Carlow at 9 o'clock with the 3690, so exactly 100 miles from here.
100 mile.
100
You
miles.
must have left early.
They left early. Hooked up to my harvester, paid your man the £1,000, and I was back at 3:30
Yeah.
in the evening. But sure, it was almost 11 feet wide. It was over 11 feet wide in the road.
Yeah.
It was a monster of a yuck. Well, no bother. We worked that for a few years.
What happened to that? We still have it.
Yeah, the trace, the elevating trace for the Beet tank,
Yeah.
for putting up into the actual
Into the tank.
broke.
Right.
And when I went to get one, your man that was worked in the sugar plant, in the sugar where they made the harvesters.
Yeah.
He set up on his own.
Yeah.
Outside. I can't think of the name of the village.
It doesn't matter, anyways.
Clonegall, or down that area. It was further. It was on down from Wexford anyway, and he hadn't got the trace. The trace was £700.
Yeah.
And he hadn't got it.
Yeah.
But he had a good single row harvester that was ready to go.
Yeah.
And we went down and looked at it, and we said, no, with the ground conditions being wet and one thing and another, it would be slower but faster in other ways.
Yeah.
That it was lighter, and you stayed going. The 2 row, when you hit a wet spot, was inclined to go one direction, down. So we bought it, and we used it then up until we finished.
Yeah.
Good single row harvester, going well.
Still have it. Probably still going.
Oh, it'll work again. It'd pull about 6 acres a day if you got going well.
Yeah.
You're going well, but you'd have a lot of beat now. You'd have an awful lot of beat. Where with the twin row, when you hadn't to work as long a day, and you'd have your 6 acres done in less time.
Yeah.
But the fella would be drawing and be busier.
Yeah.
So it was 6 of one and half a dozen of another. We had a good. The last year we grew beet in Coal Hill was the best probably crop we think we ever grew.
Yeah. Well, that year, no, I'll insert a few pictures, and that from that year was probably the best year we ever had at Beet.
Yeah. Well, we started off in the springtime. We drew up. We spent 3 days drawing dung up.
I remember drawing dung up.
Well, we spread it above on it and ploughed it down, and we sowed the beet, and the field was in good old nick, and the lime and everything. We got limed the year before with for winter barley, and I think we gave 9 days pulling it. There was 24 acres in the field.
Yeah.
There was a bit of barley sowed in the odd awkward corners.
I remember that, and there was a stripe then in between the pair where the sprays had killed off.
Yeah.
The overlap of the broom had killed off everything.
Yeah, and it was a huge crop, but it got near enough perfect growing conditions the whole summer. And we went up, and the field was green with weeds, but there were only just 2 leaves.
Yeah.
Went straight back home, got the sprayer, went back up and got the most perfect evening you could imagine for spraying. The mist stayed in a fog behind the sprayer on the ground.
Yeah.
And we went back in 3 or 4 days, and there wasn't a weed in the field.
Yeah.
And the rows of beet, it just never got to check it. I'd probably done in excess of maybe, I'd say, it probably was somewhere between 34 and 36 tons an acre.
Yeah.
So parts of the field could have done nearly up again 40. There was huge beet in it.
I remember huge bringing it. At that time
there was lots of beet, and there were big beet.
Yeah. I remember it. I took lots of pictures that year because I had science project. That's why I wasn't doing it, because you were pulling it when I was in school.
Yeah.
By at that stage you were pulling the beet. We had 4 tractors and 4 trailers drawn away. We had 2 drivers. It was you brought home a load, tipped the load, went back up, swapped tractor and trailer, and then went home again.
Yeah, I was able to keep 2 lads drawn.
Yeah.
2 lads drawn.
Because Coal Hill is a fair journey from where we are.
I think we pulled 14, 16-foot trailers a day. That's what we were averaging.
There was about 900 ton in the yard in 3 piles.
We had a spot that lined out in the yard for the pohead, and sure we filled that, and we filled the next spot, and we ended up below in the dung pit, and we nearly filled it as well.
Yeah.
There was a massive crop of beet.
We filled, you can see the pictures there, we filled the whole crop pit in the crimp pit. Or is it just the crimp pit?
Just the whole crop pit, and then we filled
the corner of the yard where the tankers are parked now.
Yeah, corner of the yard, and
the dung pit.
We half filled one whole side of the dung pit, which you could drive just down along it to get it covered.
Yeah.
It was a huge crop of beet. Cagnut, and
I thought the other one was miniature.
Miniature and Magnum.
Yeah.
There was 3 varieties sold.
Yeah. And the reason, which was one of the beets that we sowed was a hard beet.
That was the Magnum.
Magnum.
One
of them was a very high yielding, but was a soft beet, and because we pulled everything, and we sold all the beet, we processed it all out of the yard. But the hard beet was kept in one pile to be used last, and the softer, high-yielding beet was used first because they go off quicker. And I remember
the keg nut and the miniature. The miniature was, I think, don't get €40, 40 tonnes an acre.
Yeah.
It was a massive pile, and there wasn't a miss in it. It was one of the few times that I can remember we had tremendous success at beet.
Yeah.
We had a few failures down through the years, but never drastic.
Yeah.
But it was just super. It was absolutely. But it got the perfect conditions.
Yeah. I remember then there was hard frost, and we had to shake bales of straw on top of them to keep them from rotting.
Yeah, but that would only happen in the softer beet. The drier, the Magnum wouldn't. The frost didn't take as much effect on it.
Yeah, it was in the softer beet.
The softer beet was prone to frost.
What's the difference between fodder beet and sugar beet? Isn't it?
Dry matters.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, dry matters. The sugar content. The sugar beet would be more sugar in it.
Yeah.
And a smaller beet.
But
it grew more uniform in the rows for pulling.
Yeah.
You would grow fodder beet, you'd have big beet and you'd have a small beet, and it'd be stepped in it. But if you grew sugar beet, it'd be fairly uniform in the row. So therefore, when you run the harvester and when you choose up your harvester, every beet was the same distance on the belt up.
Yeah.
And it had schnedded
a lot nicer.
Tops off, a nicer, a cleaner job. It was just. It mightn't grow as big as fodder beet, but it was easier harvested in Wales, you know.
Yeah. But then why don't they feed sugar beets?
It's very hard. It's very hard.
Yeah, that's it. It's hard.
Very hard. If you were feeding it to sheep now and the chopper boxes weren't good with them.
Yeah. Yeah, the problem.
Yeah, the problem, yeah.
Yeah. What else did I have to say? So also, you seen, just showing pictures there now of our old setup. We had that year we had all the beef. That was near pretty much all processed and sold out of the yard, whether it be sold straight, washed, or washed and chopped, and we had a cleaner loader
driven with a hydraulic motor connected to the tractor working that washer. So it's done the whole lot.
Yeah, so you throw it into that, and then it went up through it and shook off a lot of stuff off.
Really a lot of stuff out.
Yeah, it did quite a good job, and then went into the washer chopper, and we were emptying that every other day. To the yard, couldn't
6 inches of scutter in the yard.
Oh, you could not keep the yard clean.
No, it was messy fucking.
Yeah, it's a hard, messy job. You were the whole time either getting water into the washer chopper and cleaning that out and taking away buckets of stuff away from it. But it went into that, and then through the process of that machine, and then we chopped it, and then we had the old carrot harvester, the hopper of that.
Tank off it, yeah.
Yeah, we put in a plate at the bottom of it to seal the hole or the slits.
There was no slits in it.
Was there no slits in it?
No, there was just a tank harvester. There was no slits in it.
I can't remember welding something.
No, not for that.
No, we cut the holes in it. That's what it was.
Cut tracks in it.
Yeah, well, it was the hopper of that, and it chopped it into that so that you could set up your machine to have everything working, and you didn't have to, like what we were doing earlier in the video, having the bucket under it, that you could set all up, one-man operation, and you could keep everything ticking along, filling your trailers for going out of the yard or whatever. And
but Beet's a great feed. It's a great feed for cattle. They love it. You see them there. You do video it now. You see the cattle nose and look.
No, yeah. In the diet feeding video.
Trying to pick it out. Yeah.
In the diet feeding video, I'll show that when you put in a new thing, all the cattle, they start rooting through it to get the lumps of beet. It's a great feed, great for finishing cattle, but we have been told by nutritionists that
it changes the colour of the fat.
The beet puts on a white fat, and in younger cattle, the white fat, the automatic graders in the factories have problems reading the white, lighter coloured fat, and it's great for old cows and that have a yellow fat anyways, but we were advised not to feed it to...
Not to young bulls?
Yeah, young bulls in particular.
In particular, it wasn't a great...
Yeah.
Just because of the fat.
Yeah.
It wasn't that there was no fat, it was just a different colour.
It's just the colour, and the graders weren't able to read. Mud fat bulls, but they were coming back poor grades. I can't really remember though what our grades were the year we did feed beet. Remember we had them we tried finishing them bulls under 16 months. I can't remember what the grades were. That was the only time we ever fed the bulls beet. We stopped feeding it after that with the bad year we had the next year and whatnot. But I think that's really it. There's nothing else to say about beet.
Lots of hardship with beet.
Yeah. Lots of muck. Lots of muck. Lots of muck.
Lots of hardship.
I spent a whole winter washing and chopping and all of that with the beet.
That was the easy bit when you got it to the yard.
Yeah.
A lot of the crack was in getting it to the yard.
There was a lot
wet fields and machinery breaking down. You have to realise the beet harvester was working in a thing called wet clay, and that was like grinding paste.
Yeah.
It got into everything.
Yeah.
Kind of everything. But anyway.
Anyways, I think that is it.
We'll go back to it again this year.
Yeah, that's something I'm quite positive now after feeding. We're feeding the fodder beet this year. We bought it in and we're feeding it to their bullocks and the heifers, and we're feeding it to the weanlings, and the weanlings are doing superb on it. And I think going forward, it'd be better for us to put fodder beet to them rather than giving them barley.
It's a bit harder bedding though.
Yeah, because the fodder beet, it makes them a bit scary. I think it'd be more cost effective to feed them fodder beet than feeding them barley, because you 3 acres of beet and you get 30 tonne to the acre. That's 90 tonne of beet. That'll feed all the weanlings for the whole winter and feed more, like.
So really hard.
Yeah, so I think it'd be very cost effective.
Look, at most times if you got anything across 25 tonne, you were doing well.
Yeah.
Our land will grow great crops of beet because it's good, heavy, earthy land.
Yeah.
But that led to the problems of getting it out.
Getting it out was the problem then. And what was it? You used to only pull it after the first frost?
For the storage, yes, because it stopped growing.
Yeah, so you'd wait till the first frost before you'd start
pulling.
Could
pull it once you were using it, once you got into the sort of Halloween type.
Yeah.
But for the storage wise, it wouldn't keep well unless you
had a frost.
Had a good night's frost. But these last few winters is so mild, you never got a night's frost.
No, there was never really a night's frost.
No.
Anyways, that's something to look forward to, pulling out the beet harvester or the beet sower. I don't know, do any of you know where it is? But it's behind the self-propelled, the combine, the 2 vintage combines, all the silage harvesters above the maize sower on a loft that is going.
It was the first thing put into the shed, so it's going to be the last thing to take out.
It's going to be fun taking that out in May. We took it down, I remember taking it down out once or twice.
It was a good sower, it's 8 row.
Yeah.
So 3 acres in an hour.
Yeah. It's huge sower, but
in super condition. You never got wet while we had it. Super, yeah.
Yeah, it's just in a bit of a spot to get out. But anyways, we'll leave it at that. I hope you enjoyed this video. Camps, beanies, all the rest, I always forget. It's in the description down below. Just head down there for all them bits that I keep forgetting to mention. That is it from us. Hope you enjoyed this video. Please like and subscribe to my channel. If you have any comments, anything like that, as always, hit me down in the comments down below. That's it from us. Good luck.